Thank you, Mr. Chair. Madam Administrator, thank you for being here. I want to start by just making sure that we add a deference to the victims and their families. You've done an excellent job of calling these poisonings. These are not overdoses. The victims don't know they're taking fentanyl in many cases. They think they're taking Xanax, Vicodin, Oxycontin. I think that's very important. These are poisonings, not overdoses. I want to thank the agents in the DEA who are working hard on a daily basis. I want to thank the DEA for supporting us in California's 27th District. We had a rash, literally thousands of illegal marijuana grows in the high deserts of the Antelope Valley. The DEA supported that multi-level government operation. We fixed that problem. That looks tame compared to the fentanyl crisis that we have nationwide. I have a lot of questions, and they're straightforward, so I hope we can just get straightforward answers so we can get through this relatively quickly. But I'm reading the mission statement of the DEA: to enforce controlled substance laws and regulations, and to prosecute individuals and organize that grow, manufacture, or distribute illegal substances. There's obviously more that you all do. The point of the DEA is to protect our nation against illegal drug activity and to prosecute the criminals that threaten us in that regard. How would you grade over the course of the last 2 years the DEA's progress relative to the mission statement?
Congressman, I think that the men and the women of the DEA are doing an incredible job to meet this moment and to save lives. I also believe that we are doing what we need to do, which is to transform our vision, the way we work, and how we execute on it in order to stop Americans from dying, and I believe that we're doing that.
I don't think you are. I'll be honest. I respect and appreciate the service of the DEA agents, but when you have 100,000 Americans die of these poisonings in a given year, and it's getting worse over time, to make the assertion as the administrator of the DEA that you're doing this job well, or that you're getting the job done, is frankly flagrant and offensive. I don't think you're doing a good job. I don't mean that to be disrespectful, but I do this in the interest of our nation's security. Self-awareness to our own performance matters, and this delusional mindset that we are actually doing our jobs well when it comes to this DEA mission is very dangerous. I don't share the enthusiasm of some of those in this room about your progress and your successes so far. I'm concerned when you say you tell the president very frequently, and you're very vocal about with this situation, that you're not telling him the truth, or at least the reality of the situation on the ground. You just made the statement to our colleague, Mr. Klein, that you refuse to commit to calling China a major illicit drug trafficker producing country. Why are you reluctant to do so?
Congressman, if I could just clarify a couple of things, I appreciate the opportunity to do that.
Sure.
No one in the United States of America should think that what is happening is acceptable. And I want to be clear in saying that I do not think what is happening is acceptable. 107,735.
I don't think you think it's acceptable, but what you said was you think you are doing a good job in preventing this from happening.
What I believe is that the men and women of DEA are transforming the way we work to attack the cartels at their core. We've only shown the beginning of the results. In the coming weeks and months, you will continue to see more of those results.
I am hopeful of that, but I think self-awareness and grounded realities matter in this regard. Let's go to a few just very straightforward questions again, because I think these are very important. My colleagues across the aisle talk about cuts being threatening to your budget. I would submit when the president asked for only a 3.8% increase to your budget in the midst of 7% inflation, call it, over the last 2 years, so really effectively approaching 20% when you compound over a 3-year period, that the president himself is actually cutting your budget. It's wild to me that we have this epidemic of fentanyl deaths, 100,000 a year poisoned from this chemical weapon of mass destruction, and the president deems a 3.8% increase to your budget appropriate when the rest of the budgets across all of the appropriation bills that we've been receiving are averaging something like 18% year-over-year increases. Show me your budgets, I'll show you your priorities, and when the president says 3.8% for the DEA, and you've got good solutions coming forward and the troops to do so, that's clear that the president is not hearing you, or you're not being vocal enough for saying the right things to the president. So I implore you to do a better job on that front. Does the open border hurt or help your mission?
Congressman, I understand the challenges at the U.S. border. The
It's a
Chapitos,
simple question. Does it hurt or help? Does the open border hurt or help your mission?
here's what I see as the head of DEA, the head of a law enforcement agency. I believe that we have to attack the entire supply chain, and we have to stop fentanyl from coming into the U.S. at the border.
You're not answering the question. Does the open border help or hurt your mission?
Sir, I am trying my best to answer the question, which is, in a complex issue with the supply chain ranging from China to Mexico coming into the U.S., the border is an essential part of stopping fentanyl from coming into the United States. DEA, we play offense. We're attacking the cartels across the world and across the supply chain. And last year, just as an example, we took 410 million deadly doses of fentanyl off the streets of America. DHS, their prime responsibility, I would see us as two different sides of the same coin. We play offense, they play defense. Their mission is to stop the fentanyl from coming into the United States at the border. That's essential. The Chapitos investigation shows fentanyl is coming in by land, by air, by sea, through tunnels, because these cartels will stop at nothing to get it into the United States. That's how they make billions of dollars.
You did not answer the question. We'll save it for round two. I'm out of time. I yield back, Mr. Chair. Thank you.